So today, I'm gonna make cheese. I am not a homemaker. I've never been, I've never even wanted to be, but recently I've just really learned about how important it is to know what's in your food. And I am over chemicals and hormones and pesticides and cows that are not fed what they should be, causing me to get sick. So I actually have not been able to have whole milk for years now. I could have some cheese, but with some consequences, and I could have some yogurt, and often with consequences. I recently discovered raw milk, and I am telling you, it has been a life changer. I use raw milk for everything. I now make homemade yogurt, homemade cheese, and I get to have a latte every day with whole milk. So it's been a huge change for me to actually be able to drink milk and not feel sick. We buy from a farm that is licensed through New York to sell raw milk. It tastes so good. Also, when you eat your own homemade cheese and yogurt, there is just something so exciting about, like, this is mine. I made this. I know exactly what I put into it. I dumped all my milk into these big 9-liter, I don't know what they're called. I'm literally gonna put this on the lowest setting I have, and this will actually go for about it says to do it over an hour, but it actually goes quicker. This is our mesophilic culture. So, they come in these little packets. Charlie, you're ruining it! My dog, he's so loud. This is my barky dog. You're so loud. I'm trying to make a cheese video. So I got my little culture here. So we're using raw milk, so we're not actually going to use as much culture as you would for if you were using pasteurized milk from the store. So we're only using 1/4 of a teaspoon for each one, and that will sprinkle over top, and we will let sit for 45 minutes, and we want it to maintain a temperature of 86 degrees throughout that time. So then you get this organic vegetable rennet, and this is the fun part, because when you dump in this product into your cheese, that is actually what forms your cheese. So it's been 45 minutes, a little bit longer. Actually, you can do it actually up to an hour. So now we're going to add our vegetable rennet. We're gonna add 3/4 tablespoon. Just gonna let it sit, maintaining that 86 degree temperature for 30 to 45 minutes. In that period of time, you're gonna actually see it form into a solid. It will be gooey, and there will be more liquid around it, which is the whey, and that's going to slowly separate. All right, our hour is up. We have this beautiful mixture here. So now with a knife, we're just actually gonna create little kind of cuts into it. It almost looks like a gelatin. You're just supposed to kind of cut it into kind of smaller pieces. The whey is gonna separate around it. Gonna cover them back up. We want this to get to 102 degrees, and we're gonna let that sit then for 40 minutes. We're gonna stir it throughout that point, and as that time goes on, it's going to actually form more of the curd. Then we're going to continue that on for another 30 minutes before separating some of the whey from this. Over to this new pot. We'll fill the pot at the bottom with some of the that way it can keep the curds warm and moist. Also, the curds will drip down into that. So this is what our final curd product looks like. And this is our whey. Then we take some cheesecloth and we sterilize it first in hot water, and then we're gonna use that to actually cover our cheese curds. And we have it on low heat, and this is gonna sit here for about an hour. And during that time, this is the cheddaring process where the cheddar will firm up, and it'll form the stronger curds that you could actually eat if you wanted to. Put the pot top over it. And then 1 hour for this process. Look at that mess. Not everything is fancy. Also, we have a broken top. Here we are. Gosh, it's like a big plop. Looks like flubber. So I'm gonna line my cheesecloth in my cheese mold. Ah, don't fall in. I just sterilized this again. So it's just like this, is all I'm doing at least. A big old flubby. I'm gonna cut these pieces here. So you could actually, if you just want to enjoy your cheese, you can actually just add salt to the curds, like cut up into like little cubies, and you can actually enjoy them fresh right from here. But we've actually done that a couple times now, and we're excited to move on to the bigger and better things of long-term cheddar cheese. Alright, so I got my little bowl here. I'm cutting everything up into cubes, so then I can salt everything individually. Like, you want it to be pretty salted. That's going to add quite a bit of flavor. So here's my little bowl of cheese. So this is my cheese bowl. I'm going to start to line this. Okay. Right here. There's one layer here. There it is. That way we can do our next layer of cheese, fill this up, and start our pressing process. For 30 minutes, we're gonna do about 15 pounds. Then we have to take it out, flip the cheese over, and that actually gives it that nice smooth look on both sides. So we're going to do that, and then we're gonna do, it says about 10 to 15 pounds of pressure. So this is only 8 pounds. Trying with this thing. Alright. And there it is. So 30 minutes. So this is my final cheese product. Probably didn't do as much pressing as I needed to do, but it still is pretty formed, so I can actually stick this in the fridge for about 1 to 2 weeks to get a little bit more of a sharper taste. I could wrap it in beeswax for 4 weeks to get a mild cheddar, and then 1 to 2 months for a sharp cheddar. So I'll probably just do the 1 to 2 weeks in the fridge this time around, because I'm kind of wanting to taste each level of the cheese. But I'm pretty happy with it. I would say I did some things differently than I probably needed to or should have, but I still think it came out really nice, and it tasted good when I had it the other day. So anyways, I highly recommend making some cheese.